Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Today, we are diving headfirst into one of the most exciting, fast-paced, and honestly, vital professions out there, the dynamic world of journalism. If you've ever found yourself, obsessively chasing down a story, or if you're just deeply curious about the world and driven to uncover the truth, well, you might literally be looking at your future career right now. In this explainer, we're going to break down absolutely everything you need to know about becoming a journalist.
Okay, let's dive into this. Consider this your personal syllabus and roadmap. We're going to cover: is journalism for you? Mapping your educational pathway, funding your degree, the reality of the newsroom, and finally, climbing the editorial ladder. Let's get right to it.
Section 1. Is journalism for you? Think of this as your call to adventure. Let's see if you really got what it takes.
It's one thing to watch the news, right? Or read a gripping investigative piece, but it's a whole other ballgame to actually be the one producing it. So what exactly is a journalist? Essentially, it's a professional who assesses, gathers, and presents news about real events. But, and this is the absolutely crucial part, it has to be from a fair and unbiased perspective. Whether you're conveying that news through text, audio, or pictures, that commitment to objectivity, that's the bedrock of the whole shebang. It isn't about your personal opinion, it is about the truth.
And as you can see with the reporters right here, hunting down that truth requires a very specific, highly active mindset. You are out there, interacting with the world, assessing chaotic situations on the fly, and piecing it all together into a narrative for the public. Which brings us right to the personal characteristics you're definitely going to need to survive out there.
So I want you to mentally check off each of these traits as we go. Be brutally honest with yourself. Number 1, you pay attention to details. A single wrong fact can totally derail a story, so accuracy is everything, especially when you're under extreme pressure. Number 2, you like to analyze things, whether that's a complex political mess or just a rapidly unfolding situation. Number 3, you like to get into discussions about issues. You literally have to love talking to people and asking the tough questions. And finally, number 4, you like working outdoors. Journalism is rarely a cozy desk job, guys. It's a career custom-built for analytical minds who love being out in the thick of it, right where the news is actually happening.
Moving on to Section 2, mapping your educational pathway. Let's talk about how you officially start this journey. If you were nodding your head to all of those traits, awesome. Now you're ready to transition from natural aptitude into concrete preparation. And what's really interesting about this slide is that very first step. You don't have to be locked into some specific high school track to make this work. Science, commerce, arts, completing your 10+2 in literally any stream leaves the door wide open for you. Step 2 is where you actually specialize. You'll want to grab a bachelor's degree, like a BA, BJMC, or BMM in mass communication or journalism, or you can opt for a diploma. And then step 3, which is optional but highly recommended, is knocking out a master's degree to really sharpen those specific skills. So where do you actually go to get these degrees? Well, you've got some phenomenal options across India. Over in the Government Institutes column, you've got prestigious heavy hitters like Lady Shri Ram College in New Delhi, the University of Kerala, Pune University, and Osmania University in Hyderabad. Looking private, there's St. Xavier's in Mumbai, Symbiosis in Pune, Christ University in Bengaluru, and Madras Christian College down in Chennai. Or, hey, if you need some flexibility, check out the distance learning column. IGNOU is a massive, prominent option there. The educational infrastructure is totally in place, just waiting for you.
Section 3, funding your journalism degree. Education is huge, but we definitely need to talk about the practical reality of how to pay for it. Okay, I know. Seeing a number like 7 lakh rupees up there might induce a tiny bit of sticker shock. I totally get it. But before you panic, that is the absolute top end of the approximate course fee range. Take a breath, because I also want to quickly reassure you that the data shows fees can start as impressively low as 5,000 rupees. It depends entirely on the institute you choose. So the range is massive, meaning there's almost certainly an educational option that fits your specific financial situation.
And this brilliantly illustrates that a lack of upfront funds absolutely shouldn't stop you. There are so many structured ways to handle the costs. Look at all this. You've got the National Scholarship Portal packed with various central and state schemes. Institutes hand out their own merit-based scholarships all the time. For loans, there's the Vidya Lakshmi portal, which is fantastic. Plus, several states like West Bengal, Odisha, and Bihar actually offer specific student credit cards with remarkably low interest rates. And of course, your standard bank education loans are universally available. The financial safety nets are firmly in place.
All right, Section 4, the reality of the newsroom. It's time to get a little grounded in the gritty reality of what this job actually looks like day to day.
So, you've got the traits, you mapped out the education, and you've sorted the funding. Now let's look at the financial return. Based on data from PayScale, a starting journalist's monthly salary ranges from about 13,500 rupees up to 80,000 rupees. Yeah, that is a really wide range, and it depends heavily on where you currently sit on the career ladder. But, income is just one small piece of the newsroom puzzle.
Because here is your reality check. This is the infamous newsroom grind. We are talking 9 to 10-hour days, often working 5 to 6 days a week. Remember that extreme attention to detail we talked about earlier? Well, you have to flawlessly maintain it while operating under incredibly tight deadlines, because the news literally waits for no one. You're probably going to be working weird shifts since the news cycle runs 24/7. And if you're a reporter out on the ground, expect a ton of constant local travel. It's a highly demanding environment that requires serious stamina, resilience, and just a deep, unshakable passion for the work.
Which brings us to Section 5, Climbing the Editorial Ladder. Let's talk about the ultimate reward for all that hard work.
Let's move to this and see how this builds, because all that grind actually has a purpose. You don't just start at the top, right? Year 1, you're usually a trainee or a stringer out in the trenches. By year 3, as you prove yourself, you're looking at roles like sub-editor or staff reporter. Hit year 6, and you could be a chief sub-editor or chief of bureau. Keep pushing, and by year 10, you're looking at assistant resident editor. And eventually, after maybe 15+ years of dedicated hustle, you reach the absolute pinnacle, editor. It's a very clear, structured climb for those willing to put in the effort.
Now, I don't want to just give you some abstract timeline. Look right here at this real-world success story, because it perfectly validates the journey we just mapped out.
This is the amazing journey of Shireen Bhan. Get this, she didn't even start with a journalism degree. She actually graduated with a degree in philosophy, but then she pivoted, pursued a master's in communication studies, and started at the absolute bottom as a news researcher. Fast forward through 15 years of hard work, and today she is the managing editor of CNBC TV 18. Her path is living proof that starting from the ground up, even with a totally unexpected academic background, can lead you straight to the top of the industry if you have the drive.
We've covered a lot today. The traits you need, the degrees, how to fund it all, the gritty reality of the newsroom, and the amazing heights you can reach. It is a wildly challenging path, for sure. So, I'll leave you with this final thought. With the deadlines tight and the hours long, are you ready to break the news? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep asking questions, keep seeking the truth, and I'll catch you next time.